So, welcome guys to another episode on the Extra Mile. I have been asked to get the aerial atom out and try to find another setup that is maybe a little bit more forgiving and easier to drive. And so I wanted to do that today. And first we will take this baby out on the track here, and we will see what it's actually like at the limit. I remember from driving it that it's very happy to rotate on the brake. There you go. So let's try this again. Oh no, let's keep the 50. So we are in a corner here and push the brake and it starts to rotate again. Corner, push the brake and it starts to rotate. So we will try to balance that. And now let's see what it's actually like on power. Ooh, actually very hard to catch. Let's try this again. Yep, not easy. Okay, so in general what we will try to do here is we will try to get the chassis to understeer a little bit more, or rather oversteer a little bit less, and we will try to disarm that oversteer under braking. So let's go into the setup, into the pits, and see what we can do. So the first thing that we will do is we will see what we can change, and there's a little bit of aero, there's a little bit of alignment, we have springs and dampers, we have the brake bias, which will be very important, we have ride height adjustments. Okay, that should be enough. So the first thing that we will do is we will push the brake balance a little bit more to the front. At the moment I have the feeling that the rear start to lock up relatively soon. So we will try to cure that by pushing it a little bit to the So let's try pushing it all the way to the front for now and see if that makes a difference. So let's get to the 50-meter circle, somewhat near the limit, tap the brakes, and there we go. We can actually see the front is locking up and not the rear. And there's a little bit of oversteer. Alright, that was successful. The next thing that we will try to do is we will try to get the oversteer out of the chassis and make it to understeer a little bit more. So let me see what we can do. Well, the obvious thing is the front splitter and the rear wing. So let's try this one first. The aero balance. We have no angle at the front, which is good, but maximum angle already at the rear. That's interesting. So it's actually already in the best configuration that we can have, meaning there's low pressure at the front and high pressure at the back, which should stabilize the rear, but obviously it's not enough. So the next thing that we will do, I don't know, damper, we should maybe go to the suspension. The next thing that we do is we will soften the rear suspension just a little bit, and we will harden the front suspension just a little bit, and that should give us a bit more of an, oh yes, an understeer tendency. So let's go back to our circle here. We can see it already washes white a little when I just it still rotates, but when I just push the throttle, it understeers. That's good. Yep, it is noticeable. It wants to understeer. That actually made a big difference. I think we might actually get a full lap here. Come on. Still a bit too much, but it's a lot better. So there's not that much more we can do here. We can try to play with the ride height, but I think that is okay. So let's try to give this a little bit more camber. That should increase our grip at the rear in corners, and we will go with a little bit less camber at the front to get the opposite effect, meaning the front should start to wash out just a little bit sooner and the rear just a little bit later, and hopefully that should give us a little bit more stability. Yeah, it feels a bit more neutral. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a lot better. Actually, when I floor it, it starts to understeer. That's, I think, a lot better. You can still get it to oversteer, obviously, if you push the brake really hard or you upset the car, but it's a lot harder to do so, and it's actually a lot harder to hold the drift. It really doesn't want to oversteer anymore. Look at that, it just washes wide. So that's pretty cool. Okay, almost. Ooh, okay. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so there's one more thing that we can try, and that is adjust the tire pressure to give the front a little bit less grip and the rear a little bit more. So let's do that and see what effects we get from that. So the front is already a little bit lowered. That's interesting. So we will reverse that. And let's see how that feels. Let's go back to our 50-meter circle here. Oh yes, much more understeer initially. You still, again, you can still get it to rotate, but it's a lot harder now to upset the car. Yep. I think I think that's it, guys. So keep in mind, all that being said, I am far away from a setup expert. I have a rather rudimentary understanding of all that stuff. I know that when you make the front harder and the rear softer, it starts to understeer more and vice versa. If I have had the option, I would have liked to play with the drivetrain settings on this baby, but unfortunately, no options there. So this is my tip to get the, or these are my tips to get the aerial to behave a little bit more controlled. I don't know if this would work really well on the track. I would have to try actually, but it feels a lot more stable here, or at least it doesn't rotate as much as before. So I hope that helped, guys. I see you in the next episode. Bye bye.